Alice April Academy Online, episode 1. And in this episode, we're gonna talk about where do you start with music? Quick disclaimer, I am not a professionally trained musician. I'm self-taught, and every single thing I will be sharing in Alice April Academy Online will be from my personal experience, what I have learned actually diving into the music field and music industry and discovering everything on my own with help of friends, musicians, and basically just step by step what I have done to become who I am right now. And of course, whenever I learn something new, I always want to share it with my students and with everyone who is excited about music. So it's an ongoing journey for me, and it's not gonna stop. I've been doing this for a long time, actually since I was a little girl, but I picked up a guitar 16 years ago and I decided that I wanted to be a singer-songwriter. So basically I will be sharing every single experience I had since then, and a little bit from before, and a little bit what I actually applied today successfully, and also not successfully, so you guys can avoid making my mistakes. I appreciate that from musicians that are sharing their experiences online, and I want to be one of them. I want you to have a solid foundation in support, of course, from people that are doing the same thing you're wanting to do or already started. In this episode, I will clarify the most important things that I've decided over this period of time that you need to be aware of when you begin. Number 1 is, of course, what is your main inspiration? So for me, it was my favorite musicians, of course, that are huge celebrities out there, and also the musicians that I knew in person that were my friends and actually saw rapidly succeeding in what they were doing, and I got super pumped about this. I had a friend who just played acoustic guitar, and he was just very popular guy amongst friends, and everybody wanted him to be there and play some songs and entertain the crowd of friends getting together. And I knew people later on that really wanted to be in a band and succeed and play local venues. This has to be fun, you know. Music is all about connection. And so I want you to decide for yourself, who is your inspiration? Is it some band that you're extremely excited about? You want to go see their shows, you're buying their merch, you listen to their music night and day, and in any situation they're uplifting you, or you can relate to how they're expressing through their songs and stuff like that, you know. Or you know somebody in person maybe who you are excited about. Maybe you don't even want to be a professional musician. Maybe you just want to play music at home for yourself, for your soul. Maybe you want to write songs to just express how you feel and basically medicate yourself, because that can be true for you. You know, you maybe just want to do it for yourself, and as selfishly as it sounds, you are doing a favor to people around you, because when you vent through music, you become a nicer person to be around. So, and at the same time, you create something awesome that, who knows, potentially you might be sharing it with your friends and family, and maybe they will encourage you to go and start doing it professionally. You never know. So again, number 1 is what inspires you. Know your inspiration, and that will actually keep you going. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 would be, what exactly do you want to achieve? Knowing this is huge, because this will determine what exactly you need to do. So for me, it was writing songs. I knew that I wanted to be a songwriter, and then everything else sort of fell into place. I knew that I needed to play an instrument in order to compose my songs. I figured out that that instrument would be either a guitar or piano. My first song I wrote on piano when I was 10, and then when I picked up my guitar, it was just an ongoing process. Like, I would not stop. That also helps you to figure out what exactly you need to do step by step. So first, you probably need to know your instrument and learn how to sing at some point. You know, you might just start by following your favorite musicians and copying what they're doing. You might take professional vocal lessons, you might look into some vocal lessons online, because nowadays, which I didn't have back in the day, I didn't have any online coaching, which I basically had to figure something out from scratch for myself. I didn't have any foundation to build upon other than my amazing grandmother, who found me a guitar teacher who was a girl, and she didn't play some crazy solos or anything that I wanted to do, but she taught me basic things like open chords and also certain techniques like finger picking and holding my pick and doing certain strum patterns, etc., etc. And I will be sharing all that in future episodes, but this particular episode is basically for you to decide, do I want to do this in the first place? Do I want to do it for myself? Do I want to do it for other people? Do I want to do it for myself and as a result for other people? Music is just overall a source of happiness. And it's a source of comfort as well, because it's never gonna be away from you, you know, it's always with you. Even people that go deaf, like Beethoven, the music was with him in his head, and he could actually compose after his hearing was completely gone. And research that, it's a pretty interesting fact. Of course, he knew everything about music. Well, not everything, nobody can know everything about music, but he knew a lot about music. And the reason why I say this is because as you become a musician and you start discovering things, you realize, oh my goodness, there's just so much. There's all these different genres, there's all these different instruments that you can play, there's all these different systems that you can discover, simply because music is art. And there's no rule to it. There's only certain things that people figured out to make it easier to learn and easier to discover for yourself. But mainly it's a creative process. Same how there's no really good advice on what microphone to buy, because you're gonna listen to this one microphone and you're gonna like it more than the other microphone. They might be in a similar price range. So I don't want to dive into it too much, but it's basically your personal preference at all times. What guitar to buy, what amplifier to buy, what other equipment that you're gonna want. All that is basically based on your personal preference. There's no rule what to use or what not to use. Of course, a huge factor is the quality. You know, you want to deliver the best quality eventually. And that's the goal with my videos as well. So support me on Patreon and the videos will get better. But I gotta start somewhere and I gotta keep producing all the time. So this is my first solution, which is my lovely device that is helping me to make these videos. You have to know exactly what you want. Know what you want, and then know why do you want this. Number 3 is your why. And I know I'm not a life coach here, but it's really important to know, why in the world do I want to play music? Why in the world do I want to write songs? And for me, it was a big decision to make, because my why is music stays with me no matter what happens in my life. Second of all, I can express my thoughts and feelings and experiences as well through my songs. So if I want to deliver a certain message, I can maybe deliver it verbally, but it's so much more powerful when you write a song about how you feel and what you think, and people can relate to it because we all have similar things happen to us, and everybody is affected by a certain event in a way that is, although personal to them, but also other people might be going through the same experience. Of course, there's gonna be people that are gonna support your idea and people that are gonna hate it. That doesn't mean, and this is an important thing that I wanted to mention, that your music sucks. That doesn't mean that you're a bad artist or that, you know, nobody is perfect. That's number 1. So even the perfect song is gonna have something to talk about for haters. Like, they're gonna either say that, oh, you didn't play live instruments on it, it's produced on the computer, or backwards, oh, it's produced with live instruments and it doesn't sound perfect like if you would produce it on the computer and make everything just lined up perfectly and sounding as close to perfect in their opinion again. So keep in mind that when you dive into this industry, it's basically you have to be very composed, as for not touched by haters. So if you're putting your heart and soul into this, and this is your why, you need to be okay with criticism. You need to be okay with other people's opinions. And you are an artist who has a very unique vision, and you deliver this vision through your music, through singing, playing, composing, and it's cool no matter how you do it. Some people are great songwriters, but they're not such a great vocalist maybe out of everybody that you would put in order, and you'd be like, oh wow, this girl or guy just blows me away with their ability to sing, and I'm not as good, so I'm not gonna do it at all because I'm not a great singer like that guy. Do not ever compare yourself to anybody else, because you are you, and somebody is gonna like you for who you are, for your voice, for your guitar skills or piano skills or instrument skills in general. And a lot of great songs are written with very, very basic chords. There's a whole lot of things that I really want to talk about, but in this particular episode, you want to make a decision. Why do you want to be a musician or a songwriter or a vocalist or whoever you want to be in the music industry or just within the music world? So those three things are very important. Again, what inspires you? What exactly do you want to do? And why do you want to do it? And once you know this, it's going to be pretty clear for you what to do next. I really, really like this quote from this guy. His name is AJ. He said, "Music is my love. Love is music. Music is my life, and I love my life." I love this quote, and this is very true for me. I love music with all my heart, and it is always a soundtrack to my life. So I hope you guys enjoy it and learn a lot and never stop learning, because that's the most important. If you stop, that's it. If you keep going, you keep learning something else and you keep upgrading yourself and your musical skills. Till the next video, bye!